Hey Taurus. Hey, welcome to you and welcome to your reading. All right, so I had a build-up leading into your reading. I've been hearing a lot of songs about love leading into your reading, and I knew very clearly that this was for you, Taurus, because every time a love song would come on, I would ask Spirit, is this feels like Taurus's energy? And they're like, yes, it definitely is. But as I was sitting to kind of meditate with your energy and allow some of the images to come in from Spirit for your reading, what they showed me was this. Okay, so I want to paint this picture for you because this is what I'm seeing from Spirit. They're showing me what I'm going to call a ride of love. Okay, so what I'm seeing looks like one of those carnival rides that I guess you would get on or take, that has the love shape, I don't know if it's the seat that you're in, that you go through the love tunnel in, and there's water around, is what I'm seeing. I feel like I see this on cartoons or on shows and stuff, but I've never actually seen this ride of love in real life. But apparently it's some sort of carnival ride, and there's hearts all around. It's the love tunnel is what it's called, is what I'm seeing. The banner, it's all lit up in this ride that you're supposed to be on. And I see you, Taurus, there with your significant other, significant others. This could also be potentially a friendship that I'm seeing as well. It just feels like it's a connection of some sort. It's definitely around connection. For a lot of you here today, this feels like a romantic connection, although it doesn't have to be. It just feels like that's actually a lot of what Spirit's going to lean into with the examples today. But again, please allow this to resonate where it belongs for you. Okay, so I see you there. I see you kind of moving into the tunnel with your significant other, significant others on this kind of ride, heart-shaped ride together. And right now in current state, according to Spirit, where you are is in the dark tunnel. Okay, now in this dark tunnel, as I'm in here with you and I'm sensing the energy, I'm hearing the question, what's on the other side? Okay, so that's a question that's coming from you, Taurus. It's you're looking ahead at what's on the other side of this dark tunnel, and it's pitch black in this tunnel. It's pitch black. You really can't see much. You can only see sort of the outline of your significant other. It's almost like they become sort of the spotlight, and there's nothing else to see within this tunnel. But you're trying to look towards what you think is forward, and trying to look outside of this tunnel to see what's going on. There's a sort of disconnect happening of you're looking forward. This person or these people are looking at you, and they're sitting there. I'm seeing these other people sitting there with their arms crossed, and they look like they're unhappy or upset, or there's definitely some energy of tension of some sort. Okay, but what's interesting is Spirit is saying there's a couple of things. First, that you, Taurus, are looking forward and trying to look beyond this and kind of look past your current situation and past the present moment, which is where Spirit wants you right now, is to sink back into present time and present reality. Okay, so there's that. The other part, and this came tied in, is Spirit showed me, or is telling me, Taurus, that you're wearing a pair of rose-colored glasses. And so you're kind of looking forward and for beyond this sort of metaphor of the dark tunnel, which I'm imagining is some sort of difficult time or difficult present situation, and trying to look beyond it or look past it, or not kind of, I don't know if it's dissociated. It's not quite dissociated, but it is detached somehow. I feel your energy detached from the current situation and being a little, I think, yeah, it just feels detached. It's almost like you're not focused on the right thing. And so Spirit really wants you to come into the present moment, into present time. And that's what we're going to talk about in this reading, is what it feels like, because that was a really big lead up to your reading, Taurus. I had so many love messages coming through for you leading up to this, and all of the songs that I kept hearing were definitely ones around some sort of tension. Okay, but it feels like that's what we're going to dive into. So that's a really big, I feel like I can't unsee this like dark tunnel and the like ride of love that you're on right now. I can't like unsee it. And for whatever reason, again, that's what it feels like the theme is for your reading and what we're going to dive into. But, you know, if that doesn't resonate with you for any reason, no worries at all. Feel free to check out another reading for one of your other signs, which may be emphasized right now. So feel free to do that. But we're going to go deeper into this message. So let's keep going. Do you want another theme card? Okay, so let's keep going. Oh, they have a lot to say on this. Okay, a lot to say on this, Taurus. They're like, no, we don't need any more themes. They've been doing a whole build up for me. So, all right, so let's get into what's going well. I'm going to pull a card or two for what's going well for you. Taurus, this reading applies for the next 2 weeks from whenever you're finding this, from whenever you're watching it. Okay, all right, but let's keep going. But I definitely feel like this energy has been ongoing. Okay. That definitely feels strong. Do you want me to cut the deck? Okay. All right. So give me 1 second. I'm cutting the deck. What is going well for Taurus? This is such an interesting energy to be in. It's a little detached. It just feels detached. It feels like it's in a different timeline or somewhere else other than the present moment right now. Do you want this card? Oh, okay. So we're definitely onto it. My dog just started like barking like crazy. Like, okay, so we're onto it because I can't believe we pulled this card. It's the 7 of Cups. That's exactly what this energy feels like right now. 7 of Cups upright and reverse. Okay. That's right. Okay, because this is coming through with like I was saying, there's like a diffuseness to this energy. It's almost like a little dissociated or detached, but that's actually what the 7 of Cups is coming through with right now. It's almost like, you see how it's like in the clouds? Do you see that? All these cups in the clouds? It's like that. It's like your imagination is like in the clouds. Your imagination is like somewhere else right now versus the present moment. It feels like this is usually a card that can speak to that, like having many options or choices or having many, this is coming through as like your attention is not focused on a single point. It feels like it's on everything else other than, in reverse, a singular focus that you need to have right now to either resolve this situation or to move past it or I don't think past is the right word, to move through it. However that means, whatever that looks like. It feels like your energy is not your attention. It's not your energy, although that follows your attention. It feels like your attention is not on the right thing right now. That's what this is coming through. Now, this is also coming through, even though this card says the 7 of Cups, I'm also like catching some of the 6 of Cups tarot card here as well. The 6 of Cups is a card that speaks to the past. It speaks to like literally any other time other than this time right now. But it usually is a past energy. Okay. And I just feel like, again, it's almost like trying to, what I'm seeing now is like, is it trying to do like pin the tail on the donkey? We're getting a lot of carnival type of energy here, but it's like trying to pin the tail on the donkey, but you can't quite because you're not seeing clearly. And it's just really blurry. I'm almost seeing like blurry vision and being unable to like really pin this. What's interesting is the imagery and the way that this is coming through right now is actually reminding me of the Sagittarius reading that I did, I think a couple weeks back. So if any of you have like Sagittarius placements of any sort, or you're connected to a Sagittarius is what I'm hearing, then you may want to watch that reading. That reading is actually for you, is what I'm hearing, Taurus. So you may want to check that out. I would highly, highly encourage it for a couple of folks that are watching this. Okay, but that's what this energy is that's coming through. So what's going well, Spirit? I feel like there's an ability to become present with the 7 of Cups in reverse and the 6 of Cups in reverse. I feel like there's a potential to become present with this energy. I just don't feel like it's here right now for whatever reason. I feel like your focus has been out, again, beyond the tunnel. What's on the other side? What else is out there? What else, for someone, this may be interesting. Is that right? For someone, this is you like exploring your other options outside of this connection. Like thinking, what else is out there for me? So it feels like that's part of what's here as well. Okay. For some of you, you still are in this connection, like still wanting to be in it, but it feels like you're just not, again, in this present time. There's rose-colored glasses. Do you see this right here? Do you see this kind of like, these are coming through as like glasses. Yeah. Look, there's a rose. And here's what you're not seeing, the moon. Totally, that's what the moon energy means, yeah. Okay, wow, there's a lot happening on this card. I feel like for someone who's watching this, like you want all the things with this connection. You want the house, you want the, maybe it's marriage or a long-term connection. You want success. Maybe I'm hearing for someone, you want that power couple status for someone is what I'm hearing. And you want all these things, but it doesn't feel like you're like, the focus doesn't feel there as it would need to be, the presence and focus and of attention in order for this to be what you're actually wanting it to be. This is so freaking interesting. Do you want one more card? Yeah, 8 of Cups. Okay, so someone, again, this is the energy of you not being here in this moment. Do you see this moon again? Okay. And I feel like this is something like you're not fully aware that's happening, but Spirit really wants to point out here because we have the 2 moons here, okay? The moons typically speak to things that are in the subconscious realm or things that are happening below the surface. So I definitely feel that. The 8 of Cups usually is a card that speaks to moving away or walking away from someone or something or a situation, maybe a connection or relationship. In this reading, it's coming through as an energy of being detached, of having your back on something that needs you to be present. Okay. Now, I feel like the interesting part is the energy I'm getting from the person or the people that are in this, like, are on this ride with you. It almost feels like there's a tension there, and I don't know that it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like there's like necessarily anger or frustration, although that's here. It doesn't feel like it's the full story. I feel like what's happening is it's just there's a lack of focus into the ride itself, and it's almost like your focus is outside of it. And so I don't know why. I feel like it almost makes sense why potentially these other people or this other person is kind of like has guard up. It kind of makes sense. And I don't know if that's like, you know, maybe their guard's up and so that's making you kind of like look elsewhere, or maybe it's because, you know, you're looking elsewhere that their guard's up. It just feels like something's like playing into this. So Spirit is showing me the kind of circle here of this wreath. It's coming through as very cyclic, also with the moon energy. There's some sort of like cycle happening here that I feel like is creating some sort of like, do you want me to say that? Activation. It feels like this is triggering. Okay. This feels triggering. Now, I don't know. It could be for you. It could be for this person or these other people, but it just feels like there needs to be a coming, some sort of like harmony, balance, some meeting, some actual like open, honest communication, some coming into the present moment. You want this card? The Fool in reverse. The Fool in reverse. Yeah, this is not a new energy. This is not a new energy. This feels like a pattern. This feels like a pattern. And I don't know if the pattern is, I don't feel like it really matters. Maybe it's something where like something's happening with your partner or partners or your friend or whoever that connection is that you're with. Maybe it's a pattern you have that you're holding. Either way, if the pattern is happening, it usually speaks to something deeper that needs to be looked at, okay? Doesn't matter where it's coming from, okay? Because again, our outside is just reflecting back at us what's happening inside of us. And our relationships and our connections are our biggest teachers around what's actually happening within us and what needs to be healed, okay? So I feel like there's something here which is, it's so fascinating. For someone, this Fool in reverse energy is coming through as in like you've been on this ride for a long time. For someone, it feels like a marriage you've been in for a long time. Okay, and it feels like you're on this love ride, but you've been in this dark tunnel and it feels like nothing's fresh, and you've just kind of been like, kind of detached from this situation for a while, detached from this connection for a while, and just wondering like, can I go back? Is there a different way I could have done this? What did I do wrong? There's a sense of regret here a little bit, but I feel like there's also this kind of like sadness and a little bit of grief here as well, maybe as I'm saying this. Okay, so I see all that. Spirit sees all that. Spirit is right here with you. Okay, keep going. All right, let's keep going. Is there anything more on the Fool? Let's keep going. Yeah, wanting you to come into present. Like if I had to like sum up this energy right now, that's what it is wanting you to come into present and to see that like, for someone I need to say this, you still have life to live, the Fool upright. You still have life to live. And there's every possibility of you having new adventures, new beginnings, fresh starts, new chapters to your life. Doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been in this. It doesn't matter. But that is available for you. Some of you, you've already been thinking about that. And so Spirit may be saying like when the time is ready for you, maybe walking away is the best option. I mean, I have to read the literal sense of these cards. So that is here on the table. Okay. That's definitely here in the energy. Let's keep going. No matter what, the theme is the same for all of these situations. This card. What'd I just say? Yeah, what'd I just say? What'd I just say? All right, yeah, it says leaves, it literally says renewal, it says revival, it says progress, okay? This is still possible for you. The energy is clear. The energy is clear here, okay? This is still possible for you. The Fool upright this energy is available. And it's interesting because I feel like all the cards we've pulled so far feels like potential, but for whatever reason, this still feels up in the clouds. Again, there's a lot of clouds. You see all the clouds? The clouds. There's even clouds on this, which again came out in reverse at first, but there's clouds on that card. There's a lot of like fogginess here of just, it's like you're somewhere else and not fully present with this situation that you're in. I'm hearing fall. Why am I hearing fall, Spirit? I think there's a fear of falling for someone here. Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't even think I'm gonna look into that further. I think we're gonna leave that where that is. There's a fear of falling. Okay, so if that message for you, it's for you. This is your reading, okay? I just feel like there's some sort of like, there's something missing here. There's gaps. There's like gaps in these leaves, okay? There's something missing. It's, again, not fully present. It's like you're not fully there. Why isn't Taurus fully here? Can I ask that? I'm hearing a yes. I want to see why you're kind of detached from this. Why you're not like present with this moment. Why isn't, bottom card? Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, I think because this is so foundational, this feels so foundational. I feel like being present means there will need to be some action taken or some change or transformation that will need to come into play. I'm catching like a Scorpio energy here, almost like the Death Tarot card is coming through. I feel like there's some sort of change needed, whether it's coming face to face with this, needing some sort of healing, some sort of change. I don't know if it's maybe for someone you're being asked to start couples therapy and there's some resistance. I'm hearing that as well. But I feel like there's a foundational shift here because the Ten of Pentacles speaks to the foundation of family, of home, and this is coming through as the foundation of your connections and relationships, which you can see on this card, right? We see the kind of two people here. We see the kind of like person. This kind of looks like a little kid to me. That's specific to someone, but it feels foundational. Like it's almost like coming in reverse. It like is destabilizing. I feel like if you look at this, there's a fear of that. Now, I don't know, because the moon energy is really strong in this reading. The moon energy is really strong, which can speak to fear. So there's a fear of this. Now, I don't know if that's actually the truth or not, okay? But I feel like there's a fear of if I come present moment with this and actually need to face this reality or what's going on within this connection or these connections that I'm involved with. And I think there's a fear of a tower. Okay. The Tower Tarot card the Tower card in Tarot speaks to sort of foundational shifts. It's usually brings an energy of upheaval. It brings an energy of change. It's also linked into Scorpio. I also link it into Uranus and to Aquarius energy as well. But yeah, there's just this fear of like things will have to change. Okay, I mean, mean, I get that. Do you want to keep going? That makes a lot of sense. And I feel like for some of you, it may affect, again, different levels of where you're living, maybe your home environment. For someone, I see you moving to somewhere that looks like Vermont. Again, with these fall leaves, there's something around fall. Fear of falling, fear of failing. There's a real fear here. It's so interesting. You want this card? Yeah, Empress in reverse. Empress in reverse. One more. This card. All right, let's pull one more. Hold on. Yeah. Ten of Wands. Yep. Six of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, these are all valid fears. I mean, these are all coming in as fears, and I feel like it's coming in with this kind of like, there's a bit of a dread here of like, if I have to like actually repair this situation, resolve it, if I have to move away, maybe I have to dissolve the connection. I think whatever the outcome is, it doesn't really matter. There's a real, there's kind of an avoidance here. If I have to name this, it's coming through as avoidance, okay? Which I think, you don't avoid things because you want to do it on purpose, okay? Especially if it's a connection that I feel like you actually really care about. I feel like there is some love here. I mean, I literally had so many love songs coming into this, and we have this love ride. I do feel like there is, or has been at least some love here. So I do feel that. That feels very strong. That's coming in with the Empress card, okay? There's a lot of love here. But I feel like there's this sort of like almost thinking about or detaching from the situation because of worst case scenario. This is coming through as like thinking about worst case scenarios. It's like you have like, each of these cups represents a thought or feeling around like, well, this is what it will result in. It'll be like, maybe it'll be a snake, and maybe it'll be a rose, maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad, maybe it'll be like, maybe I'll be perceived as someone who's, not honest or not truthful. Maybe, I'm wearing a mask. Again, maybe it's, there's something around kind of like some sort of, I just feel like there's a lot that you're considering with this card. There's a lot that you're like considering. And I feel like it's left you not being in the present moment to actually kind of walk the walk on what this is, which is what the ten of Wands is coming through as. Like, yeah, there are going to be challenges. I don't think Spirit is not saying otherwise, actually. Spirit is saying, sure, there are things that you're going to have to work through. I feel like whether it is a difficult conversation, whether it is going to couples therapy, whether it is needing to move out, like, yeah, of course, it's going to require work. As you can see, this person's like, again, carrying those wands, it's coming through as like an element of work, okay? Yeah, there's going to be some work involved with this, whatever the situation is. But I feel like it's interesting because you not being in the present is actually draining you. This is coming through as a draining energy, okay? The Six of Pentacles upright usually speaks to like being very giving, very generous. It usually like gives back, gives out. You can see this Lady Gaga literally giving pentacles to people, giving coins, okay? In reverse, it's coming through as something that's draining you. And like specifically what Spirit is saying is draining your life force. It's like, it's almost like you're kind of just giving your time away to being somewhere else other than present, giving your time away to like ruminating on what could happen versus actually walking the path, okay? Like, giving your time away to being in a situation that potentially for some of you don't want to be in, and not, you're kind of taking away from the time of that you could have towards that fresh start, that new beginning, okay? So like ultimately, let me say this, because I'm seeing the Temperance card in my mind's eye. Spirit wants me to talk about this. Like ultimately, like, whatever path you're meant to walk is the path you're meant to walk. If that means you need to continue to be detached from the situation, and if you feel like that's something that's helping you survive and navigate this moment, like you're not doing this on purpose. You're doing it because again, typically as this happens, is something where we feel like our nervous systems feel like this is how I need to survive this situation. And I feel like Spirit is trying to say here, like, if you need to continue in that energy, like there's no wrong answer here, okay? You can't get it wrong because it's your life to live. And ultimately, that's your destiny and your fate to be in this energy and to be detached and somewhere else other than your present moment, in your present body, in this present time, then okay. But I feel like Spirit is trying to like kind of wake you up to the fact that like there is another option here, and that is to actually just start walking this path, to come into the present. The Fool energy is very present. It is the 0 card. It is the moment. It is the presence. It is the awareness of attention. It is the moment attention and awareness comes online. It is presence itself incarnate. Okay, so I really feel like Spirit is saying, for those of you who are ready to hear this, like, you know, and ready to kind of like come out of this, like I feel like there's some other messages Spirit has for you specifically. So I will dive into that in a little bit. I'll ask Spirit that. Spirit will dive into it. I'm gonna ask. Okay, like I just channel it. Like this ain't my read, Larry. You know what I mean? Like, but I have invested it because I also. We're all parts of the zodiac. We have all parts of the zodiac within us. So this is as much my reading as it is your reading. Okay. But I feel like just hearing that. Let's talk about this fear a little bit. Because I feel like I said, no matter what path you decide, if you decide to come into the present moment and actually see the situation or hear the situation as it is, I mean, that's all happening for a reason within your reading, okay? If you do that, you know, then that's your path to walk. If you don't, then you don't. And that's, you know, that's just part of your life's journey, and that's what it is. But I feel like there's something about this fear that feels like it's an illusion. It just keeps coming through with that like snake and that mask and these glasses. It feels like just something just to take off. So I want to kind of uncover that a little bit and see if we can. Do you want this card? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel like some of you are avoiding the obvious like conflict that's here. This is obviously an energy of conflict and tension. Okay, it is. There's some sort of like conflict here, and I feel like there's an avoidance of it, and that's certainly not going to help this connection or these connections to avoid it. I do feel like I said, there's some sort of like resolution that's wanting to happen here, but that does require you coming into the present moment to do it, okay? To actually like work through this the way it needs to be worked through. So I see that. I'm seeing all these fears. There's a lot of fear here, which is interesting. But the thing is, like, you can work through all of this. No matter what this is, you can work through it. You are so capable of moving through this challenge. You are. That's what Spirit's saying. That's the reality, okay? So no matter what it is, you are capable of that. Let's move to these cards. Okay, let's keep going because I want to see, let's keep going, Spirit. Like what's on the other side of this fear? Okay, nope, they're saying we're going to do that in the extended. Okay, they don't want to show all that, but I do want to get some, can I get some last advice? Okay, let's, we have a whole extended reading coming for this to see what's on the other side of this fear. And I'm just going to write this down. Okay, so we're going to get into that and do a little bit of predictive and kind of see like what's on the other side of this, because I really want to know. But I am going to ask, because we're coming to the end, as Spirit is saying, I want to ask to see if there's any last advice for you. You ready? Cut the deck. Okay, 1 second. Cut this deck. Any last advice for Taurus? I think the advice is to come into the present time. Like that, I think that's been the advice this entire reading, is to come into the present time, the present moment. I don't know that there's going to be anything else other than that, and like really coming face to face with what you need to see about this situation within this connection or connections that you're in. Okay, but let's see. Is this the card? Okay, hold on. Emperor. Yeah, that's it. Is there any other cards? No, that's it. Yeah, this was a clear message. This is super clear. Yeah, this is super clear. Okay, now I really like this as the final energy, but what this is saying, what Spirit is saying through this card is like for you to take back control of your own awareness. That's it. Take back control of your own awareness and where you're finding yourself now. The Emperor is a very present card. It's a very present energy. The interesting thing is, so I connect in this Fool card. This Fool card, I read it as an Aries card. The Emperor is also an Aries card. They're both Aries. So these two things are connected. Your fresh start, new beginning, new lease on life, new revitalization of this connection, or new chapter outside of it, whatever it may be, is on the other side of the sphere, and you coming back into the present moment. Okay, coming back into and to actually like see it face to face and move, walk the path, be in the present time. Okay, because that's what the Emperor speaks to. That's what the Fool speaks to. It speaks to presence. Both of these cards speak to the same thing, and the Emperor is coming into a very like this is interesting because the Fool is usually a card that can be read as very childlike, because it's like the child that's birthed into the world as new. Okay, so that's the Fool. There's very youth energy to the Fool. The Emperor is Aries in the adult version. These are two sides of the same coin. Okay, but the Emperor is the adult. So Spirit is really asking you to come into a very like grounded, present, mature, adult approach to this situation within this connection, to resolve what you need to resolve, but to actually be here and to come back into like your life. Okay. All right, I hope, Taurus, that was helpful for you. We're going to definitely, obviously, go into the extended. In the extended, we're going to talk about what's on the other side of the sphere, what's on the other side of you, making the changes that may need to be required within these connections or this connection that you're in. So we're going to do that in the extended. If you'd like to know, purchase the extended or know more about booking a personal reading with me, that's in the description box below. Yeah, and I've been saying this in my readings, but just because it's my current reality and situation, but I am someone who's been impacted by the Los Angeles wildfires. And so I am asking the community if you could purchase an extended reading or purchase a personal reading with me. That would really help me, because I have to move apartments because there's so much smoke and ash damage in my apartment. I'm like living in an ashtray pretty much right now. And insurance, renter's insurance will only cover so much of that. So this humble tarot reader is asking for your help and your support if you have that available. So if you'd like to do that, again, feel free to do that. I also have a donation link as well if you want to check that out in the description box below, if you just want to give. Otherwise, the other way you can support is by either liking this video if you feel like this content resonated with you or this reading resonated with you, and or subscribe if you feel drawn to it. But Taurus, I feel this energy for you. I feel it quite a bit, and I just want to send a lot of compassion and love to you, and just know this is so relatable, and also like you are so able to move through this. Yeah. All right, well, Taurus, I will see you in the extended reading. I really appreciate you being here, and if I don't see you in the extended, I'll see you in our next reading. All right, bye for now.